computer. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Manon Doucette. I write in two languages, in English and also in French, and many different way of French writing. Like I explained earlier, we can be very precise with Sudowrite to write in the language you want, from the year to the place, the province, the country, and that make a difference when you write things in there. Hold on a second. All right. So the 401 is for people which are interested in write in different way, getting deeper. So this thing doesn't really work for us here. We're going to learn a special skill, which is write in a different language. And if you feel that it's not for you, please, you can leave, stay with us, have fun. It's always more fun when we're all together here. So that's one introduction I just did. We're going to do demonstration, but because it's a 401 and we're all together here and we're a very small group, so feel free to chat in and put things in the chat. We're going to copy and paste and test them all. And that's what from before. If you're too shy, you want to raise your hands, you know how to do it. Now it's a little heart that we have instead of a reaction button. Which one we do the video, it's gone for us, but it's a heart now. All right, let's get this one on the road. This is where we get our classes, and this is today's classes. As you can see, I did already start a few prompts and tried it on my own to see if everything is working, because one thing I'm working a lot is I'm trying to get article to be written, and the best way to write an article or start an article is in first draft. So I was playing a bit with the prompt, and I was asking how to get the prompt to work, because I figured just write in French or write all the output in French in first draft doesn't work. So I says, okay, I asked the AI, I says, how can I ask the AI to write in the language I want? It doesn't seem to understand when I see all the output. And the AI gave me a different way of writing it, something like this. It says, okay, that's interesting. Let's see if it works. Well, you can see that this one did not work. So I even removed those little apostrophe and things like that. And instead of giving me a story in French, it gave me a story in English. Nonetheless, a good story, but it's in English. That says, okay. Is there any question before I go deep? Because I can just slide right through and I just go and show you everything that I did. All right, let's keep on going.
There is no question in chat.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Sudowrite. So what did I do here? I put down the language that Sudowrite actually can write in right now. And this is the one that he gave me. And that's from a previous class. So the French, Spanish, and all that. And these are also working in Sudowrite. This one here, this is again the same prompt than before, but this is what I asked. And I did ask the same thing in Spanish. And you give me this. These are the stuff I asked into the ChatGPT to give me the different language and write in those language the information. I will put that too inside which I won't want to forget, inside this little document that I will share with you guys. We're going to put things as we go in there. All right. Remind me if I forgot to put things in. So this is chapter 1 that I did earlier, and you wrote everything in French. Okay. So the first draft that I asked first, I say, please, can you write an horror story, a short one about a doll in French Canadian? So as you can see, that was done in first draft right here. And it's not working. So maybe it's because of the apostrophe and things like that. So I tried again. So use a setting in French Canadian in balance doll horror. So, yes. what I did here. And when I say I use the balance, it's here. I use the right button. Can you see what's going on in this story? Because I did ask the same prompt. And again, this one I did ask with right, not with first draft. Can you see what he did in the right button by just highlighting this? Can you see? He wrote the whole story in English and the dialogue in French. And I frankly don't know why the dialogues are in French and the rest is in English. But this is exactly the same that I did ask with first draft, which gave everything in English. When I used the right setting in French Canadian in balance, the same thing, it gave me story in English and dialogue in French. And what I did is I went into the right. This little thing here is very, very useful and important when you're writing in a different language. Go tell it you're writing in a different language. And as you can see, I did change the language as I go. So here I had the French Canadian here, and I put down what I wanted and less creative. But later on, I used the Dutch because I was looking for the German one. And when I asked for the German one, it transferred everything in Dutch. Dutch. And I asked for balance. So when I did it here, what I did is Français, Canadian, like this one. And that's what I put down here. So what I did, and because right now it's in 2 languages, so it's not very useful. But what I did is I just highlight this part here, and just for the fun of it, we're going to remove those apostrophe. I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to try again with the French part. See if the apostrophe make a difference. There we go. And now he decided to, with removing the apostrophe, he's writing it in French. So it's really, we get to go and play with our prompt in the language you want. And he's writing me a 500 words, if not more. Yeah, 397 words just by clicking the right button. And he did it in French with this guy here. So copy this. I'm going to put it in the document so you can also see it. And the result on this one is that. And we did use the right. We're going to call it the laser tools. With the Français Canadien and the, how we call this thing here, into the key detail. There we go. So this is our prompt. So this one worked for us in that language. Now let's see if we can get it to do in the earlier version. Which is going how did he wrote this in Dutch? Can you write Dutch somewhere in there for me? Should I have it somewhere?
Should I put it in chat or?
Yeah, please. Yes, yes, yes. I have it right there too. Thank you. Because I know there's a bit of those little letters side by side. Let's go and try that again here. And we say we want in Dutch. Going to reduce the number of words. Going to copy this one here, copy, and we're going to make a new document, blank. Pass it through here, remove those little apostrophe. Going to put that. Dutch. Let's see what it's going to give us in that language. And is there any way to tell me if the Dutch or the German can be like, tell it to be more spiky or something, like what kind of Dutch you would be looking at German? Can we be more precise than that?
You mean like an accent?
Accent, or from a different province, a different era. If I say like from the 1900 era, would it make a difference to the German language?
Yeah, it would.
So
It's the Alt Deutsch.
like that?
Only 90, maybe try 1800s.
1800?
I think 1900 is too soon. Yeah.
So let's try that for the fun of it. So we have everything in our key details. I will leave it at Dutch here, leave it in balance. Did you guys have any kind of fun with those models and find out one of the models works better in German? No? All right, let's try this. It worked for us in French. Let's see if it's going to work in Dutch. From the early 18. Oh, no, it's writing in French. Did I miss something here? It's not written in French. Okay. There's no French in there, so I study in French.
What is in your story Bible? I mean the story Bible.
Oh, I should just turn it off. Yeah, that's probably that. So let's turn it off and try again. Let's try that. If it's off, you should not read it. So let's see if it's going to work. No, this time he's writing in English. So let's go back in the story Bible and see if we can, there's so many ways to go through this. I'm going to use the same. Copy, put it in a genre. Like that. Like that. Let's see if it's going to do something with that. Aha. So it's really to go and play with everything around until you get, because we know it can do it. Just why the AI from one language to the other needs more information in different boxes. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put in the document. You can read it. Tell me if the language is.
So it's German and it sounds fluent, but it's not from the 1800th century. It's more like German from today.
So you didn't get the date. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if we were to put a location for that, which location we could put down that will be better for the AI to understand? In which region? Yeah, we can ask for the dialect too. But the dialect of... Go ahead, Cece. Can someone give me a location where the language...
I can post one in chat. Wait.
Amber?
Do you need the location or the name of the accent?
Hello, Manon. Sorry to jump in. I just texted a suggestion. So maybe if you put like Hamburg as a location, and you can be specific about the dialect. You can tell the AI to use some Plattdeutsch, which is one of the dialects.
Like that?
Yeah.
Let's see if that will work. Not sure. I think we're going to put it inside our key. I'm going to put the whole thing in the key right here. And make sure we have the same thing here. Give as much as possible the AI what we want. Let's try that. So is this one any better?
No, it's basic German again.
Okay, so we're going to have to ask somehow the AI how we can, let's see here, if this thing can answer that. Quick chat. How can we achieve the German language from the era of 1800 in from the ear. No, don't know if he's going to understand that was early or the year. To capture the German language from the 1800 Herbert Spitzenberg in your story, you can focus on using historical vocabulary, expression, and speech pattern typically to this time period. Okay. Would you like to explore specific language element? Let's get this inside here so you get the chat that we did. So what that tells us here, to capture the German language from the 1800s in your story, you focus on using historical vocabulary. Okay, let's see if we can use that. Focus using vocabulary pattern from this time period. Focus using the vocabulary from this time period. Can you see how I'm thinking? Let's see if it's going to do something. Do you think it's going to work?
Sorry, I was focusing on chat. What
I
what works?
I asked ChatGPT to give me how I can get it to work in the language we're looking for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into a new one and ask for that. Basically, I asked to focus on that time period and all that, see if it's going to do something about that. Let's try this again. After that, we try it in first draft.
I'm wondering if it's more like thinking of using that for the dialogue.
Maybe we
Instead of
should ask for dialogue.
the prose itself.
So we would have to ask for dialogue.
But honestly, I don't know exactly how Plattdeutsch would be written, so I can't say if that's even the dialogue is Plattdeutsch or not.
Let's see. I'm going to try the first draft in case if it was going to write what we're looking for. Write a short story. All right, let's try that. What is it doing? We have name in German or in Dutch, but everything else it's in English.
Oh, the powerful witch in the early 1800s in Hamburg. Oh no, it's completely no, it's not. I think it's kind of understanding this more as a story input rather than
rather to write it in the language we're looking for.
Yeah.
Seems to be an interesting story though. Now you know to get German name.
Helga, yeah. I don't know, is Helga sounds more Nordic.
And it keeps going. Today, the first draft is giving me a lot of words. 1002, 1036, and it's still going. Going to put this in here during his finishing his writing. And I wanted to write in German, so I'm not going to let go until I get it. Still going, is it done? All right. Select all, copy, bring over. You can read it. You tell me if it's a good story. You can use it if you want. Okay, so how we can change this? So it's going to give me the language I want. Where is my little? Going to try that again, but we're going to switch the command. And what command do you think we should add to see if first draft can get it? Write the short story about a doll. Focus in the source code. Let's see. Write or generate. Sometimes it works better with generate. Write output in. Let's see if it works with when we put our little none so ever. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Reload. What else we can do is I'm going to ask this to be translated from English to German.
Someone in the chat writes, maybe asking it to stick to the spelling typical for this dialect.
That one here, the pronounced dialect of German.
No, wait, where would we put that? We would put it maybe like focus on spelling typical for this dialect, or use the spelling typical for this dialect, maybe like that.
Okay. Oh my God, it twice. I want to know. I'm going to try that first, and then we're going to try that too. So is that prompt seems all right to you guys? Write a short horror story about a doll. Focus on using historical vocabulary, expression, and speech pattern typically from this time period. Let's see if you can understand this one.
And Kat wrote that we could also use the standard command with like write in German language.
And that's basically what we have asked here, write or output in Dutch, or we can probably put German. But when I put German, it get transferred into Dutch. Is there a reason for that?
Sorry, what?
When I put down German,
Yeah.
it get always transferred into this Dutch.
Deutsch. Yeah.
Dutch. Yeah. So we'll try both. Try the German and then try
And
this.
I think you could also try because that's what Kat also has in her command, putting in the English command and then the German command.
So both
one.
commands.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Let's
try.
try with one. It doesn't like it. None whatsoever. Okay, so we're going to redo it again, and we're going to ask with both of them. So I'm going to copy both. And then we cannot do enter, so I have to go get the other one. And now we have both. Is that word okay here? It seems like it doesn't like it.
No, it's right.
Okay. Let's try with both command in English and in German.
Oh, wait, what?
That's the other thing that sometimes he does is start in English and then the rest goes into the language. So how that sounds or read.
Well, I think it's normal German.
All right, so we're going to try that one. For me, the command is right. We're going to try that one. We're doing that. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to try that one after. Right now we got this one. So we have, here's my copy button. Copy. We'll put this after. I'm going to put down the result. Still going. Is there any dialogue in there? It doesn't seem
Yeah.
to. There is?
There was. Yeah, I saw some. Apparently in the beginning only. Because he's like asking.
Sounds like a monologue.
There.
Ah,
Die
there.
Verkäuferin war wie mein. Yeah.
The ja. Where is it? So we did have one at least dialogue.
Like she asks him something and he's answering. But I
GA,
think that's all.
that one here. And there.
Yeah.
So that's two-person talking, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we got it to write in German. Maybe not the German we want, but it needs both to write a story. So give it copy. And that's the result. Now let's try this one here. So write in German language. Okay, but we need to tell it what to write. Let's go get our. We got just in English, so write another story about a doll.
Manon,
Yes,
do you know if there's a list of languages that Sudowrite can handle based on experiences?
other language you say?
Yes. It's a question in chat. But I don't know if any list.
There it is.
to be
That's the
honest.
one I showed you earlier. Hold on, I'm going to put it in it. So do you think this write a short or story about a doll with heavy dialogue? You think that's a good prompt? Let's try that. And I'm going to put down the language that I know about. No, it doesn't like it. So to write in German, it doesn't like it. Let's see if we change a little bit that prompt. It's going to roll. There's not a way to write it. Maybe it doesn't like to write different way in German. I'm going to remove this.
Could also be that it doesn't have enough data for that.
You should be able, it's write a short story or a short or a story about a doll with heavy dialogue. That's all he needs. You should
No,
not.
I mean like for the accent to replicate it for a whole book. Maybe that's kind of the.
That's a good question. I do not have the answer on this one. Let's see what it's going to do with that by just removing the bracket. No. Oh, no. He knows he has to write a story about a doll and it's an hour story, but he doesn't want to catch the language. Not in that prompt. So that prompt here and this one, they don't work. So we know that this one here do work. So he needs more information and he needs it in both language to give us something good. Which will make sense for the next panel that I want to show you. And like I said, you really have to go and play a little bit with everything that you want to do. So it's like an article, by example, which I did in the other language. So our story here is totally in English, beside the language here. I asked for every dialogue and there's only one dialogue. No. So the dialogue is in German, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the rest of the story, it's in English and the dialogue is in German. Interesting. I cannot wait for the have our button to have just switch in that language. That would be so fun to have. So here's the result with this one. So the dialogue is in, but the rest is in English. All right. Let's go to a different thing now. Let's go to into the prompt, but to do an article. Let's do it again. So for me, did the same thing. The story is in English and the dialogue is in French. So use a setting in French Canadian in balance. He did that. This one is also the one I tried in first draft. I asked to, and I said in French, to write a story, a short story of Otter in French. And he wrote everything in English. So that's not a prompt which didn't work. Now this one here, this is first draft Français with the right button. And I asked for an article on aromatherapy, which is EOS. And he got the whole thing in French. And it worked great. So there's things sometimes which not too sure why it works and other time it doesn't. But that was with the right button. So if we get this right button, aromatherapy, where's my prompt? And I tried it a few times. So the original is down here. So I have like 200 words each. So I did first draft to start. And that's one thing I really don't like. It's my prompt that I use. Yeah, that's the prompt right there. Okay, the article. This is the prompt I use for the article. I put down just this, language, French, topic, benefits of aerotherapy, the example, and these are half English, half French. This one is totally in French. So the example of the writing I wanted. So you see how I did the prompt? So that's one thing that first draft did understand. So this part here, if I translate into your German language, I wonder if it's going to give me that same thing from this here. So let's get this prompt. I'm going to get the rest of it. I'm going to change the language for, I would put German to start with. Culture, nuance, slang. Let's try German. Let's copy this and see if it's going to give us an article like it did in French and German. How's the German here? Is that article worthy?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's try this. Let's try our first draft. So language German, benefits of aromatherapy, and how we want to do it. This is the same prompt I used to write in French, but I just asked for language in German with an example. Let's see if it's going to understand that. It's writing this. I'll go into this. This is our little prompt. Is that sounds a good article for the essential oil?
Yes, for me it sounds good.
It's giving you recipes too. Cool. All right.
The only thing I would change is in the article there is a reference for a study, but it don't say which study. So I would be careful with that. But that's the only thing I have critic.
All right. Where is it? Can you find it in there and let me know where it is?
It was in the lower part. Tiana, maybe you saw it too.
Because I want to know if we can use the lizard tools and get it to expand it and give us where it's coming from. Do you see it?
Maybe you can. Is there a searching function?
Yeah.
And you can search for Studie. I sent it in the chat.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
You want me to put study?
S T.
Ah.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
That one?
Yes, they're all of them.
So if I get this all the way to that, is that referring to that study or did I use too much?
The third study say another study shows that rosemary oil is good for the cognitive functions.
So should I put more or just that is?
More or less.
So let's see if we can expand this and see if it's going to give us where it is. Like all the way to this here, or should I go farther down?
No, that's okay.
Expand, see if it's going to give us where that study is from. There we go. That's what I was looking for. You find the study in 2005, right?
Yes.
All right. So when you do your article, that's how I do it also when I work with Sudowrite and I write on article. Don't be shy to ask for more information. Insert And now you know where that study is from. Is that helping?
So at least it now say from when the study is, but it don't say who did the study.
So who's jar six? This part here.
Yeah,
this
that
year?
means year 2005.
Okay. So you would have to go, and what I will do at that point, I will take this and I will go inside Google. I will put it right there and see if Google if I can find it. Is that sounds to be maybe the answer we're looking for in one of those? That one is from the university.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be. The thing is, you don't really know because it doesn't, like Kat said, it doesn't name any names. It just tells you the year, and with that, it could be like any study.
Okay. Because it's in Dutch, I'm having a hard time, but I would go and make research, and if I could read exactly what's written, then I could go even more in details because I don't understand what's written right now.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, yeah.
But this is basically, I would expand and ask more description. I can even go and ask quick chat. What we're looking for, who wrote it?
Yeah.
Let's see if this can give us some information.
Thanks, Chad. That's nice.
Okay, I don't think that's the answer we're looking for, is it?
No.
All right, let's see. We're going to ask with the other one. That's not it. Not at all the answer. Let's see if we can get this again, but which one I'm going to check here. Let's find the high quality quick chat. What is going, who wrote this study? No, he doesn't, you cannot find it. So we'll have to make more research on who wrote that study. Or let's see if we can even, let's see if we can expand this one. Do I do expand or describe? Expand a bit more, see if it's going to find what we're looking for. Study Ustenja. Is that more information there? The same years. What does that mean? Obanden. Control group.
It's the subjects who has insomnia.
Okay. But they still
were
don't tell us
tested.
who wrote it.
No.
All right. Well, that would be some research to do on this one. So there I'll set a copy, put that in here. I'm going to just take this one and add all the information we work with. So you can go on your own time and see if you can find all the information. Come back to me with that. All right. So we're almost on a full hour in. Now we test quite a bit our first draft, and I'm going to give you the information about the language. Where is my language? It's not this one, not this one. I think that's the one here. There we go. Oh, these are the language. And there's more. So I'm going to get the select all, select copy. I'm going to put it in the document so you can look at it. And I know there is more. The Japanese should be there because John is using Japanese, even though he cannot read it. He's using it to get his prompt shorter. Yes, right there. Does that answer your question for the language? You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Anything else we can test during we are together that you like to see? Oh, yes. You can also go into your story Bible. This is my horror story for the doll. It's in French. And in the past, we had to put in every box the output all in French. And this time I says, let's try not to put it there. So I'm going to go back and get my original one. Not this one. So that I put down inside. Is it the same one? French Canadians, the same. I don't think there's any change. So restore this. Going to restore this one. And this one, I think I just put down that in my style box. So I use exactly what I wanted to do in the English in the genre. And in my style box, it says the language is this, the target language is French. And then from there, I didn't put anything in my brain dump. I just put my synopsis or my brain dump from the first draft. So this is what the first draft gave me for the story. Almost 2,000 word story in first draft for that horror story with a doll. And then I just put that here and that, and I asked for my synopsis. And I didn't have to put all output in French. I just put the normal stuff here and that there, that's it. And I think I don't even have that when I did it. And it gave me my synopsis in French, which I was very, very surprised I didn't have to put the magic words in there. So I said, okay, I'm not going to go any farther down. These are from previous class, but that's okay. I will see if we're going to generate some character without putting here inside that it's in French, because normally we had to put down everything in bracket, all output in French, all output in every single box. But I'm going to see if it got better with time here. So generate some character. I could probably put it right in here, but I'm going to try to see if it's going to do it without prompting the French. I have to go and delete these guys. Ah, there it is. Okay. Because I have two story. This one is the old one, which was there before, which I could probably remove or just go here and says, don't use it. So we have Isabelle, which is in French, Camille in French, Antoine, the doctor in French, Madame Colette in French. So it did give me my character in French without giving more prompting to write everything in French. So it took all the synopsis, all the brain dump, which is totally in French, and you got the fact that we want to keep it in French. So that it's a big plus that happened, because in the past we had to put it everywhere. Let's see what it's going to do with this one. I took it down. Yeah. Let's see what it's going to do for the outline. I'm going to generate an outline without telling it to do it in French. In the past, the last time it did it, but we had that prompt everywhere. Let's see if it's going to do it. This is a horror story.
I have to hop off because we have the next meeting.
We have another meeting.
Yeah, we have the ambassador meeting.
Can you send me the link, please?
Yeah, sure. It's yeah. Okay. See
I'm
you.
going to generate it and see if it goes in French, and I'm going to opt out because we have to be there. This one doesn't work. He wants me to put that all output in French. What I could I rewrite all in French in the rewrite outline. And before we get kicked out, because they're going to kick me out the class, they're going to need the Zoom. I hope you learned something good today, that you had some fun by trying all these. I have quite a bit of testing done today. I hope you learned something. Don't stop trying to write in the language you want. He doesn't, the German, maybe he doesn't think that German can have different dialect. I don't know why he doesn't want to change the dialect at all, but I know in French it works, and in Spanish is also working in different tone or mood of the language. So thank you very much for all of you to be here today. If you have any question, find me into the international, ask your question, and I'm going to test them for you and send you the results. All right, so thank you very much, and I hope to see you very, very soon.